Lucas Forstrom here with you here at the Toqua practice facility. I'm the assistant golf professional here at Toqua, and today we are going to be talking about putting, specifically reading putts and how we do that. Okay, so how we can anticipate which way the ball is going to turn on these putts. Okay, so we see a lot of, good putting strokes out there with people that have no idea where that ball is going to go. So if we can get our ball started on the right line and predict where it's going to go, we're going to become pretty good putters. Okay, so the first thing we need to know, the number one rule, is in general, this golf ball wants to go downhill. Okay, like water, it's always trying to find the lowest point. Okay, so here on the Toqua practice green, we can tell from a large scale view that this side is uphill towards the clubhouse, this side is downhill towards the driving range. Okay, so we have a pretty good idea just from a large scale view of the landscape which side is uphill, which side is downhill. And we know the ball wants to go downhill. So we know that the putt we're going to hit here in a second is going to try to turn left. Okay, now if you're not completely sure which side is uphill, which side is downhill, there's a couple things we can do to give us some clues as to that. Okay, number one is if we kind of stand in our line here of the putt, we can start to feel this with our feet. Okay, so as I stand here, I can feel naturally my weight goes to my right foot because it's downhill. Okay, it's just gravity. All right, so I can start to feel that a little bit in my feet. Okay, another clue that we can have is if I stand on this side of the putt and look up, the grass is going to appear darker. Okay, that's because the blade of the grass is also affected by gravity. Okay, so it starts to bend over, all right, because of gravity, and now it's bending to this side because that's downhill. So I'm looking into the shadows of the actual blades of grass here, so it's going to appear a little bit darker. If I go to the other side and look downhill, it's going to look shinier. Okay, so we kind of put together all of these clues to figure out how much this ball is going to try to turn downhill. Okay, if you really don't know, you might just have a straight putt. All right, so the second biggest thing is we know this ball wants to turn left. Okay, but how much is the question. Okay, and the answer is, well, it depends. Okay, and it's going to depend on how hard we hit this putt. Okay, so one of the things I like to do when I'm reading a putt is I start by asking myself, when I'm behind the ball looking at the putt, I start with, if I hit this straight at the hole, what would the ball do? Okay, I know that this is going to turn left of the hole if I hit it straight at the hole, but in my mind I'm picturing how much. So I think if I hit this straight at the hole, it's going to miss about 2 inches below the hole. So if I hit one here straight at the hole, okay, let's see what happens. Couple inches below the hole. Okay, now, so I know I've got to start this ball right of the hole. Okay, again, the question is how much. So for this first one, I'm going to try to get this ball to start at that red tee. Okay, now if I hit this ball firm, okay, so have some speed on it, it's going to hold its line at that red tee and break late into the hole. Okay, so let's check that out. So again, trying to start this ball at that red tee, nice and firm with the line, nailed it in the middle. Okay, now if I hit this putt softer, it's going to break more. Okay, so then if I hit it softer, I've got to start it out closer to that white tee. So if I go here and I don't hit it as hard, we're going to see that start to break late across the hole. Okay, so that's a big difference. You probably see it a lot if you guys play scrambles. You see the person go before you hit a putt and you're talking about, where's the line, where's the line? Well, a putt that breaks, it depends on how hard you hit it. Okay, so then this really comes into play when we have different distance putts. Okay, so one of my preferences is when I have a longer putt, I like to play more break and try to hit it softer to allow that ball to kind of settle in close to the hole, where it doesn't really matter, you know, if I get it to the hole, because I'm not necessarily trying to make it, I'm just trying to get close. But then for our shorter putts that we're trying to really make or feel like we should make, I don't really want to give up the hole. I don't want to aim outside the hole. So I'll aim it in a little bit closer, or even at the edge or inside the edge of the hole, and try to hit it firmer to keep it from turning outside. So I'll do one of those as well. So if I'm a little bit closer, say from here about 4 feet, okay, I don't really want to aim outside the hole here, so I'm going to try to start this putt right on the right edge of the hole, hit it firm, and hope it maintains its line and goes in. Okay, I didn't want to give away the hole just in case it didn't break and it would stay high. On this ball going uphill, where I've got to hit it a little harder, okay, that ball is going to be moving faster at the beginning, so it's not going to turn right as much. Okay, so this putt up the hill, I'm going to try to start at the white tee. There we go. Now from the opposite side, where I'm coming way downhill, this putt's going to want to break more because it's coming off the club super soft and rolling out. So I've got to hit this farther out to the right. So I'm going to try to get it started at this red tee well to the right of the hole here. And since it's coming off slow, it's going to want to turn a lot. So even that missed low right there, despite being aimed, you know, 1.5 feet outside the hole. So again, uphill, it's going to break a little bit less. Downhill is going to break a little bit more. So next month on Golf Talk, Michael Ledbetter will be talking about some fundamentals and putting tips and getting your stroke right, some equipment and everything else. So looking forward to that. As always, contact any of your golf professionals at any of the golf shops to help you out with putting or any other part of your game.